This is a Learn recording for Module 3. Let's review the most missed quiz question from each lesson. Lesson 1, the most missed quiz question: which of the following is part of the order of fish known as eels? If we take a look at Lesson 1, clownfish and eels, on page 3 we see that it says, eels are an order of fish that are snake-like in appearance, very elongated, with few of the fins that other fish have. And in green highlighted here, it says, one member of the Anguillidae family is the American eel, Anguillidae rostrata. Some of these eels live in Chesapeake Bay. And then further below in yellow, it says, there are several species of fish that are referred to as eels, but actually are not true eels, such as the electric eel and spiny eel. Electric eels, though they are elongated like true eels, are actually knife fish, and spiny eels are actually two different species of fish, one freshwater and one that inhabits the deep sea. So spiny eels, electric eels are not true eels, and the one mentioned in our lesson is the American eel. That's an example of a true eel, part of the order of fish known as eels. So our answer here is the American eel. Lesson 2, the most missed question on this quiz: where would tiger sharks be found? If we go to our lesson, it says that tiger sharks are among the largest sharks and are mostly found in equatorial waters near the coastline. Equatorial waters means that they like warm tropical waters. And if we take a look at our choices, the Baltic Sea, the North Sea, and the Arctic Ocean are closer to the North Pole. They're going to have cold water in these ocean and sea basins. The Indian Ocean is going to be in an area that's going to have warm tropical waters. This is where our Indian Ocean is going to be. We see that the tiger shark distribution map shows them inhabiting the Indian Ocean. The Indian Ocean is going to be a place where we find tiger sharks. So our answer here is the Indian Ocean. Lesson 3, the most missed question is, which group of marine animals lives mostly in tropical waters? So again, we're thinking tropical waters. This marine mammal likes warm water. It's not going to be doing very well if it's found in a cold water environment. It needs warm tropical waters. In the lesson, it says, marine mammals can be found throughout the oceans, but their preferred habitat seems to be the more moderate of climates rather than the poles. So they like warmer waters closer to the equator. And if we go to the last page of this lesson, lesson 3, and look at the review terms, for sirenians, our definition is one of the 4 main groups of marine mammals. This group includes the manatees and the dugong and lives mostly in tropical waters. So right there it says the sirenians are found in tropical waters. So our answer is right there in our description of sirenians in the review terms, the last page of the lesson. So the answer there is sirenians. Lesson 4, the most missed quiz question: How much plankton can a large baleen whale eat in a day? And if we go to page 2 of lesson 4, it says there are two larger groups of whales, those with or without teeth. Those that do not have teeth have baleen plates that filter very small organisms called plankton. These tiny organisms get trapped between the baleen plates with large mouthfuls of water. And it says, although each mouthful may only be as much as a few pounds, large baleen whales can eat up to 2 tons of plankton in one day. 2 tons of plankton in one day. So the answer is 2 tons. Lesson 5, the most missed quiz question. Why do humans hunt seals nearly to extinction? Why did we do that? If we go to our lesson, it tells us about seals in lesson 5, and it does tell us that seal fur was once greatly valued by humans who hunted seals into near extinction to make clothing. Luckily, though, we did pass laws to prevent hunting of seals and killing them, so their populations have recovered. Thank goodness for that. So that correct answer is seal fur was once greatly valued, which was the reason humans hunted seals nearly to extinction. And why is it important to be reviewing these most missed quiz questions? Because many exam questions may be either repeat quiz questions or close to, similar to quiz questions. So you want to make sure if you missed these, you do know the correct answers. Lesson 6, most missed quiz question. How do penguins differ from other marine birds? If we go to our lesson 6, penguins, page 4, I believe. It does describe penguins, and it does tell us that penguins are flightless penguins are flightless birds. Those wings cannot be used to fly by penguins. It says that penguins use those wings for swimming instead of flying. And it does tell us that penguins spend about 3/4 of their lives in water. About 75% of their lives are spent in water. Penguins are adapted for a life of swimming and a life spent mostly in water, which is different from other marine birds, which do spend time in water, but not most of their time, not the majority of their time. A lot of their time is spent flying in air and on land. They generally just hunt in water, but they don't spend most of their time in water. It is just the penguins, for the most part, that spend most of their life in water. So the answer is penguins are different because they do spend most of their time in water. Lesson 7, most missed question. What's the least likely place you're going to find a sea snake if you want to get a good video of a sea snake or see what they're all about? Find out what they look like. Where are you going to go? Well, sea snakes are reptiles. They're cold-blooded. They're ectotherms, so they cannot be found in cold water. They're only going to be found in places where there is warm tropical water. Where are you going to find warm tropical water? You're going to find warm tropical water in the Indian Ocean, in parts of the Pacific, the North Pacific, South Pacific, and possibly parts of the Atlantic. So these could be places you might find a sea snake, but the Southern Ocean is near Antarctica. This is where the Southern Ocean is. You're definitely not going to find a sea snake Here, there's no way a sea snake could survive in freezing temperatures in terms of this water. So and there's the correct answer. The correct answer is the Southern Ocean. Lesson 8, the most missed quiz question. How are saltwater crocodiles different from other crocodiles? If we consider saltwater crocodiles and alligators, freshwater crocodiles, we call them alligators. The saltwater crocodile has a longer snout, a V-shaped snout. So that is the big difference. So our correct answer here is saltwater crocodiles have a longer snout. I hope reviewing the most missed quiz question from each lesson in Module 3 helps you. After watching this video, you can now successfully meet these targets. I have reviewed misconceptions and checked my understanding of important points before the module exam. I have prepared in part for my Module 3 exam.